Hi there, it's Kevin with the Rogue Market here with an update to the Pirate Plunder, which is something I do on my Patreon to get people distributor pricing for sealed product. Not just sealed product, but basically anything that we can get from distributors. I offer for my patrons at distributor costs plus shipping. And I've talked about this before. There have been a lot of new subscribers to the Rogue Market, and I think that if you haven't signed up for the Patreon, you are definitely missing out. Everyone that does sign up does end up making back their money, and we have a lot of good perks here at the Patreon. Now, right now, Patreon is how we make the bulk of the money to support the channel. It is basically paying the rent as well as all of the subscription fees for things like Adobe Premiere and other things that we use for video editing, and we are also investing the money on other things like a new computer in the making, as well as some 3D printers to help with the shop. So if you are interested in supporting the Rogue Market as well as the Rogue Deck Builder or a local game store here at Gone Rogue Games, be sure to check out our Patreon. You get back your money easily if you buy Magic the Gathering products. And I just want to take a moment to talk about how dire straits the local game stores are in. Now, first of all, I knew what I was getting into here in Richfield, Utah, was starting a local game store. Our local game store is more like a club than a legitimate local game store because we just don't have the population to support a full-fledged game store. Richfield, Utah is only about 8,000 people with a population of 8,000, and the whole surrounding area only serves about 30,000. We're about the economic center for about 30,000 people. So I know that doesn't really support a full-fledged game store, so we've had to grind our way to get what we have here. If you have seen some of my tours here on my other channel, Gone Rogue Games or the Rogue Deck Builder, I've done walkthroughs of my store. And unfortunately, it has hit us hard with the Magic Recession. But some of these even bigger stores in populated areas are beginning to struggle. We had a Reddit post on the main Magic sub that got a lot of traction. The closest game store, actually the Wizards of the Coast headquarters, is closing due to just kind of the crunch. A lot of stores are saying that Black Friday is make or break for the hobby stores. And usually we get some good products, not from just from Wizards of the Coast, but also from other distributors. Usually have some pretty decent prices for Black Friday, as well as other things like board games or Warhammer. And this year it was just quiet. There just seemed to be like no sales or no promotions to the game stores to really draw on the crowds for Black Friday. And a lot of stores just crumbled this Black Friday, where Black Friday was called Black Friday for a reason. It's when retail usually go from the red into the black, meaning they go from losing money for the calendar year to actually in the profitable, and then that's after it's kind of a celebration. It's where you go from the red to the black, and the holiday seasons get you through the year. And a lot of game stores, I suspect, will be closing doors based upon the unfeasibility of the not just Magic the Gathering, but gaming in general. Most board games have gone over to Kickstarter. Other board games sell directly through Amazon. And then, of course, Wizards of the Coast kind of cutting out the direct to consumer as well as undercutting sellers on Amazon has been a huge crunch for game stores. So if you do want to see game stores survive, I highly suggest you do support your local game store. Go and buy from them. They desperately need it right now. But if you also don't have a local game store that you support but still want to support, we'd love to have your business here at Gone Rogue Games at our Patreon to help keep us alive here in central Utah. So I know that's kind of a mouthful of an explanation of why we kind of moved over to the Patreon outlook, but you can see I do have some very loyal patrons. It's a nice little patronage that we have that, again, pays the bills here, and a little bit more to invest in the infrastructure. So one of the things we do is what's called the Pirates Plunder. Pirates Plunder is a tier for anything above $10. You start to get tier limits of how many products you can buy per month. At the $8 level, you are allowed to sponsor it's called a profit or loss video. If you remember, Darium CCG back in the day used to do some profit or loss videos, and when he quit Magic, he gave me his profit or loss files and blessing to continue with the series. And I've been doing that with patrons. Patrons can sponsor a booster box at distributor price, and I'll open it up and do a profit or loss video. You can check out my Gone Rogue Games channel to see that in action. So if you are at the $8 tier, you can sponsor either a bundle or a booster box to be open for a profit or loss video. Once you get to the $10 level, you can get up to 2 products a month, and then at $20 is 6. That's a case worth of products. and the every $5 above that is an extra 6 products. Once you get up to about the $50 to $100, you're starting to get a lot of products, $100 unlimited. So if you are looking for a lot of products, definitely come check out that $100 tier. How we divvy it out for more of the exclusive products is we either auction them off in a place I'll talk about later, or I will go down via patronage. The people who have been the most loyal and donated the most will have first picks at some of the exclusive things like collector's editions and brawl decks and things like that. So that's just a little bit overview of how the Patreon works. It has been a godsend for our store and the brand. It's allowed me to not have to seek out sponsors. Before this, I was sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. That didn't end up well. I was sponsored by a few other places and had to turn down sponsorships like Quiet Speculation just because of it's very, very tough to maintain an independent voice and be sponsored in this day and age with kind of outrage culture and cancel culture and whatnot. Don't want to get into the drama of of yesteryears. I've stayed out of it pretty good in 2019. I deserve a gold star for that. However, I want to remain independent, and this is the way to do it. So every month I give a Pirates Plunder update and talk about how it works and the kind of the products that we can get right now. So right now we use a various different distributors. We use Magazine Exchange, our main distributor, very, very awesome distributor. If you're a game store yourself, I highly encourage you to check them out. We use ACD and GTS and Alliance. Alliance and GTS are ones we use very seldomly. GTS usually is good for buying products right off the bat, but then they begin to suffer with it doesn't seem like that they hold products for longer. There is a lot of rumors that GTS is your sports and more, and some of these other more nefarious eBay sellers. They just blow everything out on eBay and don't actually keep things in their warehouses for long. But again, that's unconfirmed. That's just the rumors that I've heard. And Alliance just has usually higher prices for Magic the Gathering, so we typically only use Alliance when we need things like Fantasy Flight, Asmodee, and Z-Man games. Yes, your Pirates Plunder perks are good for more games than just Magic. I have people that are actually signed up for Patreon that don't even buy Magic from me and just buy these board games. So those are the ones we look through. Most of these do have catalogs you can look at, like Magazine Exchange, GTS, and ACD. You just won't be able to see the pricing that we get because pricing is different for every game store. There's usually like a different set level that you're at. So anyway, that's kind of how it works with the distributors. So for the Pirates Plunder picks for this month, unfortunately, Core 2020 pre-release packs were going for $16 a piece. They are now out of stock. I can't get them. The other products that I currently like are Modern Horizons. I do still think that Modern Horizons is going to age well in the scope of things. Yes, this was overprinted, meaning there was a lot of Modern Horizons going around. They use both printers, and they've blasted both the printers, their primary printer and their premium printer for Modern Horizons. That means if you get a box of Modern Horizons, sometimes the rare will be in the front and sometimes the rare will be in the back. That just lets you know that those were two different printers. They have a different way of how they cut and package and print. And then some of the packs will be kind of loose and some will be tight. Again, that's just the different printers do it differently. And that shows us that the supply is very high of Modern Horizons. I don't know how much longer Modern Horizons will be in stock for, but if you actually take a look at eBay, Modern Horizons has been crashing in the past couple of months due to the Pioneer and just, like I said, the recession of Magic the Gathering. I need to do a full video covering how Magic across the board is down, from GP attendance to in-store attendance to arena games to sealed product purchases, and even the secondary market is taking about, I'd say, between a 20 to 30% decrease from War of the Spark. So Magic's being hit pretty hard. Hopefully we can recover from this recession and we can get that oomph, that drive for people to actually want to play paper Magic. However, if we do get a rebound in the modern format, I do like Modern Horizons. I think it's been one of the most impactful sets for the modern and legacy format that we've ever seen, as well as it's been a very impactful format for Pauper. Next up, we have Gideon Spellbooks. I still can get Gideon Spellbooks. They have increased a bit in price. I think the cheapest I was able to get these is at 13. Then they went to 14. Then they went to 15. And now the cheapest I can get them is for 16. But these also are packed full of staples like Rest in Peace and Path to Exile. There's also some good Commander staples in it like Worship. And I'm thinking there's another enchantment in there that is very, very good for Commander. Two of them, I believe. The one that gives everything First Strike, Lifelink, blah, blah, blah. And the other one that makes the sack permanent whenever you sack a permanent. Anyway, I know those are in the Gideon spellbooks. I actually like them better than J spellbooks. These tended to be a little bit overprinted again, and therefore you see the price crunch, as well as these were kind of slammed in between a bunch of other products that were more lucrative than the Gideon spellbooks. But these are still good buys, in my opinion. The other product that I have been liking is Guilds of Ravnica. Guilds of Ravnica has the best value for a standard set right now. It's full of shocks for Pioneer and other impactful cards. So Guilds of Ravnica 85, don't know how much longer this price will hold. Right now, Magic the Gathering sealed booster boxes have not been maintaining their lows like they used to. Just think of old school Return to Ravnica and how much they printed that, and compare it with something like Ixalan or Rivals of Ixalan that already isn't at the 80, 84, 85, 86 price. And you're looking to pay about $90 for those, and those just recently rotated. So if you think that Guilds of Ravnica is going to go the way of like Ixalan and that, they're much better sets than Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan. So if you're going to be investing long-term in Guilds of Ravnica or want your shocks, I think it's a good time to buy in. Next up is Commander 2019. They restocked this product, and when I say restocked, they restocked this product. It is huge, the wave of this. So right now I can get them for about $90. Sometimes we can get specials for $84 for a Commander 2019, and I really like this product because even bad commanders still have soul rings and boots and signets and things like that that always maintain their value and usually go up on the off season of Commander. The one thing that is a little bit concerned about Commander 2019 is we are going into the Commander 2020 Marathon, meaning there's going to be a ton of Commander products that they come out this month or this next year. So keep your eye on that. So Brawl, let's talk about Brawl real quick. Brawl has been restocked, and it does seem to be a medium-sized wave. Some distributors I can still get them. However, a lot of them are allocating them, meaning I can only get a few per week from particular distributors. And those range around the $100 for 8. So that is something that is available. So last but not least, kind of the reason that I did this video is one of the perks I think is actually doing the best for our Discord/Patreon is the Bucko's House of Booty. So it has been going on for over a month now, and I just wanted to give you the history of what these have been selling for. So Bucko's House of Booty is something I started for some of the overstock product that we just have overstock here at Gonro Games, or sometimes I get some opportunities to buy some specials, and there's no fair way to divvy them out to the patrons, so we auction them out. So Bucko's House of Booty started with the Throne of Eldraine Collector's Edition booster box that was unclaimed, so meaning that I had a patron that then quit and didn't pay for the Throne of Eldraine booster box, and then so I just auctioned it off. That was the fairest way to do it. The first collector's edition was auctioned off for $275. That's free shipping, and eBay was going for about $275. So it was a wash. So you would have got it at the same price as eBay. You can come over and check the prices. We'll go through these in a second. So Throne of Eldraine is currently going for about $255. It looks like for the cheapest. Yep, $255. And is that with free? It does look like it is with free shipping right now. So that's still a decent little. You supported the channel and got a cheap collector's edition. A few days later, we auctioned off a Scars of Mirrodin for $315, and Scars of Mirrodin was going for $375 at the time. It looks like it's going for about $365, $360. Like I said, there is a crunch in sealed product for even things like Scars of Mirrodin that have been selling for quite high and actually going up year to year, month to month. But even those have started to go down with the recession of Magic the Gathering. So again, this was a pretty significant savings, about $60 at the time. Then we did a Kaladesh booster box, and the winning bid was at $150, and eBay was averaging is about $175. You can find some for like $150, but they're kind of iffy. It is about $175 is what you'll be paying for a Kaladesh booster box. So again, that was a significant amount of savings on the Kaladesh booster box. Next up, we had an Ultimate Masters booster box. Winning big was $330, and Ultimate Master box was going about $375. It looks like it's down to about $365 now. Yep, it looks like it's about $365, but it's still, that was a very good deal. I need to make a video about Ultimate Masters. It seems that this is the set that's getting hit the second most. I would say that Modern Horizons has dropped the most in November, December, and then Ultimate Masters, this is the second worst hit set right now. And I kind of want to do a video. There was a lot of drama on this channel when I said do not invest in Ultimate Masters for over $350 when it was first came out, because I believe 340, 350 was the MSRP, or the quote unquote MSRP when they released it, and people were paying like 400, 425, and there was this huge hysteria. You need to get in on it, that it was going to go crazy, and I told people to back off, and I got a lot of heat for that. And we still, now we're almost a year out of Ultimate Masters, and the set has been stagnant and the sealed has been stagnant. Jumped up there for a second, but has gone right back down. Still a pretty good savings though for $330 for a booster box with a sealed box topper. Next up, we auctioned off a Mirrored and Besieged booster box. They averaged about $300 on eBay, and it sold for $300. So big thank you to the patron that paid. eBay, full eBay price for Mirrored and Besieged booster box. Then it was a couple more Throne of Eldraines that went for $250, then $245. So they've even been going for less on the auction house. These, I had the opportunity to get 2 from the distributor. It was on a special just for being a thank you from the distributor, and we auctioned them off. We had some leftover War of the Spark pre-release kits, auctioned those off for $80 for 4 of them, and these were actually going for more than $80. I didn't have time to, I forgot to look this one up, it looks like, but yeah, they have been averaging about $25 a piece. So $100, there's a $20 saving there. And last up this week, we did another Throne of Eldraine booster box for $225. Actually got 2 of them for that price. Again, there was a special to get them, and this is going for about $25 cheaper than they're currently going for. Actually, this is about $260 what they're averaging right now on the eBay. So we're trying to experiment with singles this week. This week we're going to do the Decorated Knight. This is a one-of exclusive card that gets sent to WPN. We just don't really have a cube or any other, I don't know. Neither Zach or I really care about this. We're not really big on collecting. So therefore we thought we'd give it back to the patrons, and we're auction off. And currently the top bid is $40. It's going for about $55 on eBay. So again, it's very, very much underneath the eBay price for this particular card. So I appreciate everyone that has supported the channel. I know some people don't appreciate me pimping out this on the YouTube, but I mean, this is the way that we stay afloat. This is the new age of how things need to work. This is working out for us. I highly am very thankful, very thankful. Wow, that's a lot of positive for my patrons. For helping us keep afloat in 2019. And it's going to be the savior for 2020 as margins continue to decrease with trying to compete directly with Wizards of the Coast while they're selling on eBay or while they're selling on Amazon, as well as distributors acting like eBay sellers and whatnot. So it's been a very, very rough 2019, 2018 for local game stores. Again, support your local game store when you can. If you don't have a local game store or for whatever reason decide to support us, we are very thankful for your patronage. This has been Kevin with the Rogue Market. I'll have the Rogue Roundup tomorrow, so it'll be a day late on the Rogue Roundup, but that will be coming out as I am learning the new Adobe Premiere and Adobe Photoshop that I just purchased with the good old patron money this month. Anyway, this has been Kevin with the Rogue Market. Thanks for watching.